The dusty red road that led into Umudara village was always alive with movement. Traders, farmers, and travelers passed through Delhi, but the true heartbeat of the village was its great market, Eke Umudara Market. It was a place where dreams were built and sometimes broken. From early morning, the market would come alive. Women arranged their goods in neat rows, tomatoes shining like small red lanterns, peppers piled high, baskets of berry, beans, and dried fish spread across wooden stalls. Voices filled the air, "Come and buy, fresh pepper, sweet tomatoes, last price." Among the many traders were two women whose lives would become a story told for generations, Mama Uche and Mama Ngozi. Herb Mama Uche, the woman of struggle. Mama Uche's stall was small, almost hidden between bigger ones. She sold whatever she could afford, sometimes vegetables, sometimes fruits, sometimes nothing at all. She had two children, a boy named Chinedu and a girl named Amaka. Her husband had died many years ago, leaving her alone to carry the weight of the family. Life did not give her time to mourn, survival became her daily focus. Every morning, long before sunrise, Mama Uche would wake up. Even when harmattan winds blew cold or when rain poured heavily, she never missed a day. She would whisper a short prayer. "God, give me strength for today." Then she would step out with her baskets. At home, things were not easy. Many nights there was not enough food. Sometimes she would pretend she was not hungry just so her children could eat. "Mama, aren't you eating?" Amaka would ask. Mama Uche would smile. "I already ate in the market." But Chinedu knew the truth. School was another battle. There were days the children were sent home because of unpaid fees. On such days, Mama Uche would beg the headmaster, "Please, give me time. I will pay." Sometimes they allowed it. Sometimes they did not. Yet, she never stopped believing in one thing. Right finger education would change their lives. Cherry Blossom Mama Ngozi, the woman of comfort. Not far from Mama Uche's small stall stood a large, well-arranged shop belonging to Mama Ngozi. She had 3 children, Ifoma, Somto, and Obi. Her life was comfortable. Her husband was alive and supportive, her business was booming, and her shop was always filled with customers. She sold in large quantities, bags of rice, beans, oil, and provisions. Her children attended the best schools in nearby towns. They had nice clothes, school bags, and everything they needed. People admired her. "God has really blessed Mama Ngozi," they would say. "Help to lives, one market." Despite their differences, Mama Uche and Mama Ngozi shared a quiet friendship. Sometimes they sat together in the afternoon when the sun was high and customers were few. One day, Mama Uche spoke with a tired voice. "My sister, I don't know how long I can continue like this." Mama Ngozi looked at her gently. "You are strong. Your children will reward you one day." Mama Uche nodded, though her heart was heavy. Crescent moon, the children grew. Years passed like the flowing river. The children grew. Chinedu, Mama Uche's son, became known in school for his brilliance. He had no textbooks of his own, but he borrowed from classmates. At night, he read under streetlights or with a small lantern. Sometimes hunger distracted him, but he pushed through. One night, he looked at his sleeping mother and whispered, "I will not let her suffer forever." Meanwhile, Mama Ngozi's children lived comfortably. But comfort became their weakness. They played more than they studied. They depended on their mother's money and did not take their education seriously. If life is already good, why stress? Somto would say. Their mother warned them, "Life is not always like this. Prepare for tomorrow." But they did not listen. Glowing Star Day, turning point. One day, news spread across Umudara village like wildfire. Chinedu had won a scholarship to study abroad. The entire market erupted in celebration. Mama Uche cried openly, her voice shaking as she prayed. "God, you have remembered me." For the first time in many years, her tears were not from pain, but from joy. Globe, a new life begins. Chinedu left the village and traveled far away. Life there was not easy either, but he was used to hardship. He studied tirelessly, worked part-time jobs, and refused to fail. Years passed. Then one day, news came again. Chinedu had become a very wealthy businessman. Kadi returned. The day he returned to Umudara village was unforgettable. Luxury cars entered the village one after another. People gathered, whispering in amazement. Is that Chinedu? From Mama Uche's house? Yes, it was him. He stepped out, dressed in fine clothes, confident and successful. The first place he went was to his mother. Mama Uche could not recognize him at first. But when she did, she broke down in tears. My son, home a new beginning. Chinedu transformed his mother's life completely. He built her a beautiful mansion. He expanded her business into a large store in the market. He ensured Amaka received the best education. Mama Uche, once known for her suffering, became one of the most respected women in Umudara. Cloud with rain Mama Ngozi's reality. But life took a different turn for Mama Ngozi. As years passed, her business began to decline. Her children, who had grown up in comfort, struggled in life. None of them became successful. One failed in business. Another could not hold a job. The third lived without direction. Mama Ngozi began to feel the weight of regret. Sunrise the lesson. One quiet evening, as the market closed, Mama Uche walked up to Mama Ngozi. The two women sat together again, just like old times. Mama Ngozi spoke slowly. I had everything, yet my children did not succeed. Mama Uche replied gently. I had nothing, but my son learned how to fight. They sat in silence for a while. Then Mama Uche added, it is not wealth that builds a child, it is discipline, struggle, and determination. Opened with the story of Umudara. From that day, their story spread across Umudara village and beyond. It became a lesson told to every mother, every father, and every child. Right finger hardship can produce greatness. Right finger comfort without discipline can destroy potential. Right finger true wealth is not what you give your children, but what you teach them. And in the busy markets of Umudara, whenever mothers gathered, they would say, raise your children well, because tomorrow will reveal everything.